And we should be live. Let me double check just to be sure. And it looks like we are. Yes, we are. Awesome. All right. Hello, everyone. Ace here with a returning guest, Urusosium. And today we are back with more Star Wars The High Republic Eye of the Storm. They actually decided to place the Eye of the Storm part on the bottom there. I have to wonder if the writers are starting to get wise to the fact that I am doing these live streams or something. Are just doing that to screw with me. I wouldn't be surprised. But Winners Kings Ace teaching the next generation of Inquisitors to identify heresy. Indeed. Rose says, we are live and ready to die of monster comic infection. Coolessa says, so, you beeped. What'd it cost? Every beep? Alfarius says, here we go again with some more of this stuff. Yes, more and deep. More well and truly. So, let's go ahead and... This is, of course, once again, the odd one that actually I will say this, Chapter 1 of Issue 1 had promise. It was Chapter 2 and onward of Issue 1 that things went downhill for that. But we have a new issue, so let's see where this goes. The Gaze Electric. Are you voiced?
You voiced this one?
I think I've voiced this character before.
Okay, then go ahead.
Can't think. Have to focus. Connect with the Force. I am a Jedi. The Force is my ally. I have nothing to fear. Why can't I think? Because you're in a High Republic comic.
Basically. Who voiced this character?
Well, technically this is the I, so I'll let you voice him.
Okay. I told you, Master Obratok. You're afraid. Just like so many of your fellow Jedi during their Nihil attack on Starlight Beacon. We brought it down, the whole station.
No! A Starlight Beacon would not fall to the likes of you.
You think I am lying? Tell me, Master Obratok, which is more likely? That I made a custom holo just for you? Or that you are watching the end of Chancellor Saul's greatest great work, with many members of your order on board?
No, it's a trick. I won't believe it.
Your belief is irrelevant, Master Jedi. Truth is truth. Starlight is gone. Many of your fellow Jedi are dead. Soon, hijacked Corellian cruisers will rain down even more devastation of the wreckage site. I imagine your people will be focused on the how. Where were the gaps in your defenses? Everywhere.
Yes, I mean, starting with the fact that the main reactor was placed exposed to the elements, for one thing.
The only thing that made sense is that it had shields.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, after the last comic we read, it didn't. So, well, let's continue.
Yep.
What special weapon did I devise to defeat the Jedi? They are wasting their time. They should not be focused on how. There will always be a flaw to exploit weakness. It's not the how, it's the who. And the who is Martian Raw.
Scene 1, The Wreckage, in which a group of powerful people realize the depth of their failure and questions are asked.
Yes, why is this comic ongoing?
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's like this comic is actually secretly a brilliant satirization of Disney's efforts on the High Republic comics in general.
Well, I will agree, but I don't qualify this as an effort.
I would, and I'm being a little sarcastic, admittedly myself. But continue. Coruscant, capital world of the Galactic Republic.
Hmm.
Who is Marchion Ro?
It is the woman or
Yep, that's a woman.
yes, it was no. I think I am confusing her with someone else.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, do you want to voice her or
I mean, I can voice her or you can. It's up to you on that.
eh, I am going to try.
Okay.
He calls himself the Eye of the Nihil. He just broadcast a message claiming full responsibility for the destruction of Starlight Beacon and everything else the Nihil have done. From the Legacy Run disaster to the attack on the Republic. Fair. The Republic and the Jedi have been fighting the Nihil for well over a year.
The office of the Chancellor.
Why did we not know his name?
I mean, I guess they haven't told them their name in the comics so far, but
That, or technically speaking, we have seen other leaders that they could have mistaken as the ones in charge, you know.
yeah, that
I
is.
I can give them an excuse on this one.
All right, so let me read some of the comments here before we continue. Winner's King says, "Why is the outline included in this comic? There are chapter summary notes. Why?" Good question. Because it's basically telling us stuff that we're going to see in the next page, anyways. Alfaria says, "I saw a community post by some channel and it was talking about how Marvel Comics was dead. There were people in the comments coping and saying, no, the comments are great. There were always some. That meant there were always woke. They were always woke. Okay. I see.
At this point, I don't think these people know that the woke doesn't mean with an interesting cast.
Woke in this day and age does not. Saying that the comics were always woke. Well, if we go by the current definition of woke, no, they were not the current definition of woke. Winner's King says, it literally feels like it's unfinished. Yes, and it is still better than most stuff High Republic related. It's definitely better than High Republic and High Republic Adventures. And I would also, it's potentially even better, I think, than Trail of Shadows. So the only things that actually have it beat are Monster of Temple Peak, and if you really wanted to include it, although it's kind of multiple eras, but Halcyon Legacy so far. And that is about it. And Halcyon Legacy is still only one issue, so it can go anyway.
I mean, this one is not good. You
No.
can read it.
No, but there's chance that it might recover. We will see.
Okay, let's hope.
It was an unprecedented intelligence failure, Chancellor So. No point in calling it anything else. The Nile have a complicated command structure, and it seems they exploited that to purposely obscure their ultimate leader.
Do I voice this one?
If you want to.
Okay. This is probably just another lie, Admiral Cronada. We can trust anything the Nihil say. If Marchion is their leader, if he's not, what difference does it make? The question is not who, The question is how. How did that band of Fravor, who were supposed to be all but defeated by Jedi and Republic Defense Coalition forces, I mean that, take down the most heavily defended and powerful space station in the Outer Rim? And with Starlight Beacon gone, who will defend the Outer Rim from the Nihil? I am that point representative for the region. What will I tell my constituents? I presume you will tell them what I will tell them myself, Senator North. We are the Republic. We will not abandon the Outer Rim to the Nihil, Starlight Beacon, or not.
The Jedi
Yeah.
will also not abandon their responsibilities. Our duties continue regardless of circumstance.
Thank you, Grandmaster Tratrebeter. I, I know the Order suffers significant losses when Starlight Beacon fell.
Also, real quick, what is this dude's face and neck here? On the,
I don't know.
it looks like he's about. It looks like some sort of meme format here, where he is leaning over just to troll the dude. Especially with the next panel where he whispers into his ear.
I don't know what he is. It looks like he is made of plasticine.
Mm-hmm. Also, this is the Grand Master of the Jedi Order, and we have not seen him until this comic. We've seen Yoda numerous times in the previous comics in this, but we have not seen this guy at all. And all of a sudden, we find out he's the Grand Master.
I know Yoda is famous and all that, but the Grandmaster should have appeared at least once.
Mm-hmm.
I think. And yeah, this is the first time he appears.
Mm-hmm.
This is an oversight, if nothing else.
Yes, it is. All right. We are still determining the scope of those losses, Chancellor. We hope some of those as of yet unaccounted for will appear. But even so, it is confirmed that many members of the Order perished. Nebasek, our fellow councillor member Stellan Gios, so many.
Yes, far too many. I think it is this Martian Raw. I think he is the one. I think he did it all.
Why do you believe so, Chancellor? Or wait, were you voicing that guy?
No, this is new.
Okay.
Listen to what he says. Here, at the end of this gloating, this ghosting message, this celebration of his latest murder spree. Then I here have proven our power, and we will use that power however we choose. This galaxy is mine. I almost say this galaxy is ours. But he can't bring himself to do it. No, he claims this. He owns it. He wants everyone to know he did it, not the Nihil. Our true enemy is named Marchion Raw. Admiral Cronara, you will muster a Republic Defense Coalition fleet and move it to the Outer Rim. Now, more than ever, the citizens of those worlds must know we have not abandoned them.
Of course, Chancellor. I will see to it immediately. Also, why didn't they have the fleet out in force if they were having trouble in the Outer Rim in the first place?
Because that will make sense. And you know we can have sense in this comic.
I mean, maybe they're going to pull something similar to BattleTech and how the American Civil War started with issues in the peripheries and Starlink having to send troops to the periphery, which led to them needing to take on Ameris's troops, and that led to the coup. They might try to do that here, and if they did, it might be an interesting plot twist.
Well,
Big question is
copying,
whether or not they will do it.
copying a better franchise may save them a bit, but I doubt they will go that road. We'll see, though.
Yeah, that would assume that the writer would be familiar enough with sci-fi to be familiar enough with BattleTech. And this person doesn't even know how main reactors work in Star Wars, so yeah, good luck with that, I suppose.
As said, we'll see. Maybe the comic will surprise us.
Maybe.
Not cool. Put our Republic resources towards learning as much as we can about Martian Raw and bringing him to justice. Our measures are authorized. Offer significant rewards for information leading to his capture.
I'll offer so many credits, even his own family will betray him. Joke's on you, dude. He betrayed his family. Or to quote his own father, good boy.
I mean, unless he has a son, I think they are shit out of luck.
Yep. Solon the Lich says Star Wars the Ameris coup.
Not enough mechs.
Well, there are a lot of AT-ATs later on, but yeah, you're right. Not enough.
Yeah. Question, out of curiosity more than anything. Are there anything like mechs in this age? I think not, right?
I don't know. I haven't seen any proper mechs in this age yet, but we haven't seen much of any ground battles aside from Jedi doing the ground battles.
And destroying planets, almost, yeah. No, I think we have none of the cool vehicles, so... Well, let's go.
Yep.
And what of the Jedi? My resources tell me you have issued a record. You are bringing our Jedi back from the outpost and across the galaxy to gather here at your temple. So much for not abandoning your responsibilities. Is this true?
It is true, Chancellor So.
But why?
The Nihil have a weapon. We do not know its nature, but we know it targets Jedi, and we are and we are uniquely susceptible to it.
This is the cause of Loden Greatstorm's death. You think that was not a singular occurrence? That the Nihil can do it again?
We are sure of it, Chancellor. Members of our order reported other deaths aboard Starlight Beacon. They died the same way Loden did. Until we understand what we are dealing with, until we figure out how to fight it, until we understand how to fight it, we have brought our people to Coruscant to keep them safe.
Things are even worse than I thought. And the Jedi are afraid. What hope do we mortals have?
We are not afraid. We are prudent. Rushing to fight an enemy we do not understand, whose capabilities seem uniquely calibrated to neutralize our skills, would be foolish. We will not throw lives away. We will act in due course.
This is rich. Not okay. But surely you have some idea of what the Nihil weapons might be. Emily Captor's investigation.
Master Kaftor's initial report suggested it is some sort of creature, a nameless unknown thing. But as far as these beasts affect the Jedi the way they do, or how many Markion Ro has, or even where he obtained them, Chancellor So, I am sorry to say, we are in the dark. Okay.
But
So
for
we...
for now, it is not going horribly bad.
No, not horribly bad. The only issues this comic really has so far in this issue are stuff that was established in other comics. So really, it kind of has the handicap of having to rely on the other comics more, and that's really its biggest issue in this, well, issue. We'll
Yeah.
see if Chapter 2 gets any better or worse.
Let's hope for better. Let's see.
Scene 2, The Hunt, in which the source of Markion Ro's weapon against the Jedi is revealed, while its name and nature remain obscured.
Oh, nice.
Nihil Cloudship Ikuru, some months ago. I don't know who is voicing this.
Yeah,
I'm
I
guessing.
can voice it.
I'm
if
guessing
you
that's
want.
Markion.
Okay.
No, wait, no,
Let's
that's not Markion. That's someone else.
do I try it?
Yeah, go ahead and try it.
Okay. Well, before the destruction of Starlight Beacon, Markion Ro used a living weapon known as the Leveler to kill Jedi Master Loren Greatstorm. This was a sort of test, and upon its success, Markion realized these weapons would be capable of much more. But he only had one Leveler, and there were many Jedi in the galaxy. He knew where to find more. From all knowledge passed down through his family line. But the path will be deadly and dangerous. We travel to a place where no one living has been in a long time. It will kill us if it can. We go this place to obtain a weapon. No, we go to this place to obtain a weapon. With it, we will kill Jedi. Markion needed help. Nihil loyal only to him. But the eye of the Nihil didn't have people like that. He purposely held himself apart. So he did what he always did when he wanted people to do something for him. He told them a story. My people came from a storm world. Constant turmoil, constant danger. It made us strong, as the storm makes the Nihil strong. On that world, from time to time, came a great wind. He made it an epic, made his listeners feel like they were privileged even to hear it. Marchion even changed his tone of voice, his words. He spoke like he was giving them a saga, like he was a god. They said this wind was like a blade, sharp and quick. It arose without warning and could throw anything in its path. Homes, animals, people. There was no defense. It was called the sea. He told his chosen ones they were special. Who doesn't want to believe they are special? You seven are warriors without equal. I have chosen you from among all the Nihil to stand at my side, to be with me on this great day. You will be my seer. But wars will only go so far. To truly be integral to you, to each other, you give them all the same suffering, pain for them to survive together. You shall bear my mark in your name. Merkion brought his people to a world even he was not sure still existed. But it was there, which means the other stories might be true as well. The eye of the Nihil, as always, keep prepared. and sent his scout ships ahead. He made sure they believed they were special too. We must pierce the veil to reach the surface. I have ordered the strike ships to clear our path. Brace yourselves.
How do you clear the path for a massive storm in a planet like that?
I don't fucking know. My best guess is send people, and if someone survives, follow them.
All right. We'll see where this
They,
goes then.
they are the bad guys. They sacrifice people every day.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have strike ships piloted by new recruits eager to show their work, dove into the veil around the planet. The Ikorun held back.
All right, fellas, fly steady. Ride the storm. Makian said there's some good stuff down there.
The veil was like nothing any of them had ever seen. Not an atmosphere so much as an immune system.
Yeah!
Then I hear were foreign bodies. Alien. The infection was parts. The veil consumed the strike ships. Its energy focused on the first wave of invaders. And they took its opportunity. So did Markion Row. Go. Now. The great cloud ship flew past the smaller nihil vessels. The strike ship pilots called out for aid.
Aye!
The seer heard them screaming as they died. They could pierce through the veil, exactly as predicted in the stories Markion Vader and Mother had told him. The veil could let you through, they said, if you buy the price. But once you did, oh, what riches, what treasure, and all of it yours.
What is this place? I've never seen anything like it. It's beautiful.
This world is alive, every part of it, from stones to skies. Be wary, as I said, it will defend itself.
Is that what happened to those strike ships we had flying escort for us?
It was. We need to honor them. Like Asaf, their sacrifice will not be forgotten.
No disrespect, but this place freaks me out. You said there's a weapon here, Makian. Let's get it and get out.
We have to call it. Get
Wait,
ready.
you missed a line there.
Ah, we can't go to... Shit. We can't go get it. We have to call it. Get ready. The planet is likely to react.
What's happening? This whole place just went crazy. Did the entire planet just decide to kill us?
Yes.
So you're going to use this beacon thing that'll cause the entire planet to kill us? Yes.
Saying he could have, warned them.
He kind of did, to be fair, but not to the degree that they probably should.
Well, he said the planet is dangerous, that it is going to react and all that. Just go back to the previous page and look at the scene.
Mm-hmm.
You're not expecting everything to turn into doom.
But it did. Oh, it did.
Yes. Well, let's see if anyone survives.
So Solonit says, go planet, go. Justice for Jockers says, howdy, hello. Uh, ah!
Don't let it. For then I heal. For your eye. There. Our prize heard my call. They are coming.
So his followers have lightsabers and blasters and all that. So he has Dark Jedi or Sith or whatever with him.
Are you sure they are lightsabers?
Well, the one person in the middle there, that is definitely a lightsaber or either that or a vibroblade, one or the two. Let me check again.
I am going to say vibroblade myself, to be honest.
Okay.
I mean, they are not going to be that stupid, right?
I don't know. We will see. This is High Republic, after all. What do we do? Are we supposed to kill these things too?
No. What the I mean the new ones. Okay. For a second, I thought he was saying that don't kill anything. Oh, Dios. They are precious to me. Kill the other beasts. They are irrelevant. But these four, our professors, they are the most valuable creatures in the galaxy. Get the restraints.
And he flies out with absolutely zero issues whatsoever.
It's a bit anticlimactic.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
I mean, he has lost at least one or two, but meh. Then again, he was going to use them, so not surprised either.
We barely made it out of there. Most of us didn't. What are these things, Markion? Why are they so important?
They are called the Nameless. Okay, I am going to ignore that. And for anyone who can use the Force, they are terrifying. They make Jedi afraid, then weak, then dead. I will use the Nameless to kill Jedi. Many Jedi. The ones who are left won't be able to act because they don't know how to fight these things. The Jedi rely on the Force to win their battles, but that is what makes them weak against the Nameless.
How did you know about them? I've never heard of anything like this.
Of course not. The Jedi suppressed our knowledge of these creatures. But my family was connected to the... I swear I can talk sometimes. But my family was connected to an attempt to use them once before, long ago. And despite the Jedi's efforts to exterminate us, we survived. We remember.
So,
The Jedi...
so the Jedi suppressed knowledge of them, meaning that the Jedi should have records of them somehow for the Jedi to use because they are so dangerous. But at the same,
they say that they don't know.
but at the same time, they have no idea what these things are, and also, well, of course, the eye is Markion Ro here is trying to claim that the Jedi tried to exterminate them, when in reality it was the exact polar opposite, and the Jedi were defending themselves. We learned that from issue 1. But again, they've been used against the Jedi before, apparently, and yet Markion Ro, and yet the Jedi have no idea what these things are.
Technically speaking, the Jedi can lie.
Technically, but why would they hide it and get rid of all evidence of these things for even the Jedi Council itself?
That is the question. Either all information, and I mean all, was destroyed, which is stupid, or something else is going on. But either that or bad writing.
I mean, let's take an example from 40K. We know that the Inquisition does not like, for example, Imperial Guardsmen knowing what the various Chaos Gods even are, and stuff like that. And that's understandable, but this would be on the level of the Inquisition not even telling the Inquisitors the kind of dangers they might face.
Which, admittedly, sometimes happens, but it's
Yeah,
not
but the entire Inquisition, it's kind of silly.
Yeah, that no. At least some people are going to know everything.
Exactly.
In this case, it doesn't seem like they know deeply.
Winter's King says perhaps the Jedi leadership still believes the monsters are extinct. Well, here's the thing, even if they thought they were extinct, then the moment someone mentioned the Nameless, they would know, hey, let's look up those records of that extinct animal that's called the Nameless that we had trouble with. Red Soldier says, I haven't been here in months. This comic keeps giving on, eh? Yeah, except this one is actually not quite as bad as High Republic or Adventures, admittedly. Hey, Oros, you want to translate what RxD1 is saying?
He is asking why is he subscribed to this channel.
I have no idea why you're subscribed to the channel, but welcome aboard.
So, shall we continue?
Yes, we shall.
Okay. The Jedi have done. They don't know that yet. Soon, the reality of their situation will be presented to them in the clearest possible terms.
And then what?
And then what?
You picked us to fight for you. Gave us a name. A lot of us just died for you. Maybe that was the idea all along. That's fine. That's the game. That's the Nile. You've got my loyalty, Marchianro. But it would be nice to think there's a plan to all of this. Not just escalation. Trying to destroy the Jedi, bring down the Republic. The Nile started out as raiders. Why are we going so hard? Why are we doing all of this?
When a grunt has more brains than the brains.
Yeah.
Hey, if nothing else, this expendable it got points on my side.
Yeah, he does actually bring up a good point. What's the whole reason? Oh, well, I think with the case of Marchion, it's about simple revenge, but I think this will be... well, let's go ahead and see how this plays out, shall we?
Markian considers several courses of action. He thought about lying. He thought about killing. But not even for a moment did he contemplate telling the truth. Of fucking course. I mean, by now his species does anything but tell the truth.
It's like Marchion Rowe is a self-insert for SJWs. Yes. They will do absolutely anything except admit the truth.
They will bend it. They will lie.
They will threaten you. They will commit acts of violence. They will, in even some extreme cases, kill people, but they will never tell the truth.
Not going to tell you anything that is clear or truthful. It is possible I didn't even know the true answer to the question this loyal, wonderful had asked. It was not about power, it was not about wealth, or revenge. Through, through all of those swirled through Margaret's mind from time to time. The truth was deeper and simpler. If the eye of the Nihil could find a sufficient level of self-awareness to find that truth, and chose to respond honestly, this is what he will say. I am all that matters, and I do not like people who do not matter telling me what to do.
Wow, he really is a self-insert for SJWs.
Yes. I I wonder if the writer is trolling them at this point.
Part of me wishes that would be the case, but I don't really see the writer being that self-aware. Siege is laughing and says hello, hello, Siege. Kulesa says he's asking for a booty. Winter's King says it's not as bad because it's a deliberate attempt to explain plot holes in the other comics. That's sad, the fact that we need this comic. That this purpose behind this comic is to explain the stuff that they messed up in the previous comics. Red Soldier says, look guys, a Lovecraft reference. Woo! Honestly, this nameless thing could be anything. There's an entire galaxy with unknown stuff, and they gave it a forgettable name of the Unbeknownst, or whatever.
Yeah. When he said that these things are called the Nameless,
They gave
I
them a name. Their name is the Nameless. You gave them a name, Markion.
There are some parts of this comic that are infuriating, to be honest.
I think there was a... Let me check. I think there was either a game or a book or something. Let me double check this. That had a name that I think is hilariously fitting here.
Let's see what you come up with.
Yep. It does exist. Now, let's see if it is a book or a game or what have you. Yes, it is in fact an entire franchise. And you want to know what the franchise is named?
Dungeons and Dragons?
No. The franchise, just to go on the theme of the Nameless here, the franchise is called, and I quote, The Book of Unwritten Tales.
Oh, shit.
Just think about that name for a second. It's a book. What's the book got in it? Unwritten Tales. How?
Oh, my. Ah,
And yes, it is a series, so you have Book of Unwritten Tales 2, if you so desire. It's a point-and-click adventure game, apparently. I mean, it's one of those games I remember for having hilariously bizarre names, kind of like, Divine Divinity.
I don't. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember it a bit, but holy shit. It is not that old, ever.
There we go. So I put in a wiki here for the Book of Unwritten Tales, so you guys can check it out or have a look at it just to see that, yes, there is a game out there where someone decided to call it Book of Unwritten Tales. That's what this Nameless, calling these creatures the Nameless, reminds me of. But anyways, let's go ahead and continue. Scene 3, The Triumph, in which no one tells Markion Rowe what to do.
So he's going to kill the two guys that survived.
We will see. No Space, the Great Hall of the Nile.
Starlight Bacon has fallen, destroyed in a blaze of fire and pain. It had many of the finest people in the Republic on board. Many Jedi. We did that. The Nihil did that. And there is something else, something I want you to think about, my friends. They couldn't stop it. Our attack on Starlight Beacon couldn't have been a surprise. And some hijacked cruisers from Corellia will reap even more devastation on those at the wreckage site. The Nihil have been raiding, attacking, killing, taking. The entire galaxy knows our name. After the attack on Valo, they had to know we will come for their sinning star. Of course we will, and we did. The Republic's best could not save Starlight. Jedi died there, even with all the Republic power. The Republic power. Their power. The Republic's warriors, engineers, all their money and resources, all wasted. Chancellor Saw's great work is us. Starlight Beacon broadcasted a signal, a tone meant to bring a sense of contentment and safety to all who heard it. Now, what do they hear? My voice, the voice of the eye of the Nihil, the voice of Marchion Raw. I was asked a question before Starlight fell. A very simple question. Why? Why all of this, other than to glory in our power and strength? I have always known the answer. Today, my Nihil, I share it with you. All we have ever asked for is freedom. To live how we like while not being beholden to the laws of a galactic government we did not choose. We needed to do two things to achieve that freedom. First, to demonstrate to the Republic and the Jedi that their power is meaningless against the Nihil. With the fall of Starlight Beacon, that goal is achieved. Second, we needed a home of our own, a land where everyone can live like us, where everyone is Nihil, a place the Republic could not go, a place free of Jedi. For generations, my family has worked to build the technology to create this sacred space. Recently, with the aid of noble martyrs like Chancey Jarrow and her Gravity Cert project, we succeeded. This is a storm seed. There are many. They will set us free.
Hyperspace en route to the Outer Rim. Republic Defense Coalition Outreach Fleet.
1 second, my throat.
Okay.
Oh, better.
Coolessa says, lol. Siege says, money. Talk about putting all your eggs in one basket.
More or less. Okay, shall I voice the whoever it is?
All right. Page 25 we are. And that is Markion in the first thing there.
Okay. I have deployed storm seals through Nihil space, the sector of the Outer Rim we will claim for our own.
Do you want to voice the first officer, or shall I?
I can voice the first officer. We're nearing the Outer Rim, Captain. The duty assignments have been transmitted to the fleet. The various units will disperse to their deployments once we exit hyperspace.
Thank you, Lieutenant. The Jedi might be running scared, but the RDC won't let its people down.
We are all the Republic, sir.
We certainly are.
In a few moments, the network will activate. Nothing can stop it. And when it does... Sir, what's happening?
Order the fleet to drop out of hyperspace. Emergency protocol full...
Boom. The Republic will understand. The Jedi will know. They are not wanted. They are not welcome. Any ship which tries to any ship which tries to use hyperspace to enter our territory without permission will be destroyed. Anyone who comes to our home, anyone who tries to take this region back, will die.
So, Markion Ro's big plan is to build a wall and make the Republic pay for it.
Yes. To be honest, yes.
Okay, maybe they aren't depicting Markion as an SJW. I can't really tell.
At this point, it is hard to pinpoint. If nothing else, at the least he has some credence like a villain, you know?
Yeah.
He's succeeding. Like some other teenager that is now locked away.
Actually, wait, I need to change the meme up because this isn't just because the Build a Wall thing is several years old, so we need something more recent. This comic is saying that Ukraine is protecting its borders from the Russian economic migrants, we will call them, who are fleeing all of the stuff that's getting banned in Russia.
Oh, why not?
All right, let's see some of these memes here. So, let's see. Kules has sent us some comics. I will send them to you.
Okay. What the fuck?
All right, let's get this.
Oh my.
Oh god.
What the actual?
I can read it here, but I can go ahead and read it here, but just for the sake of it, we will get a load of this. I like it this big. This is how big I like it. Come on, guys. No need for Jedi eggplant bending. This town ain't big enough for the three of us. For fuck's sake, nothing. Yep. All right. Let's see what the second one says. Oh god, this is gonna have the one spider, isn't it? Yes. Milady, you need to stop this madness. Simp card. Markion Ro, Lord of Vaping. Oh god.
Yes. Of course, the cool spider.
Of course. Winter's King says, communists building walls, that never happened, lol. Siege says, I'm confused as to the scale, power, influence of any of the factions. It could be anything. Siege is laughing. Kules says, lol, read it. I did. Lord Vapes is Siege. Yep. Markion Ro, otherwise known as Darth Vapor.
I think about what in the chat.
I got someone spamming something there, but okay. Kulesa says, all hail Zikum Spider. Alright, let's go ahead and continue on.
Yay. Okay, the red guy, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the Admiral there, so... Every ship traveling through... No. Every ship traveling through hyperspace within the occlusion zone appears to have been lost. How far does this extend? Where are the borders?
Communication from within the Nihilthan are failing.
Transponders from the RDC fleet are offline. Chancellor, from what we can tell, 10 full sectors of the Outer Rim have been sealed away. We don't know how it was done yet, but we've reached out to Santeka clan to consult. They're sending Kivantar. In the meantime, what do you want us to do? What are your orders? Chancellor? Scene 4, the end, in which things end. The writing! We're going to call this the end. Okay, what happens in this? Well, this is where things just end.
The names were okay until this one. Holy fucking shit, man.
Siege says, where are the borders, huh? That's not how borders work.
Well.
Alright, let's continue.
So, I think you will agree with me when I say this. I won. It wasn't easy either. I think I deserve a little something after all of that work. Don't you, Master of Attack? I'm going to give myself a treat.
No, 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 no!
My favorite thing, Master Jedi, is when someone who believes they are strong realize they are weak. And the reason is me.
Okay, so we got a shot finally of what this thing is supposed to look like out of its containment thing.
Because seriously, that is a mini Cthulhu.
Yep, it is Cthulhu. It is Cthulhu. So we've got... So I'm going to have to let V know now that they're ripping off that as well. That basically Star Wars is ripping off Lovecraft, so...
If nothing else, I am going to say that I don't like the universe this comic is in, but this comic, at least I can maybe pass it as good. Maybe.
This issue seems to actually be okay. I will admit, this issue here seems to actually be legitimately alright.
If it didn't have the package that the other comics had put on its back, it would be good. Really good, I think.
Yes. So I think this one, yeah.
I mean, I am not going to call it a masterpiece or anything, but this one is decent enough.
Mm-hmm. I still think issue 1 kind of holds this down a little bit as well because of just the constant backstabbing and plotting and all that kind of... and stuff that just doesn't make sense with regards to the motivations. But I will say this. Issue 2 here actually seems to be... It is kind of weird, though, that they just pulled out that super ability of just destroying the entire fleet just out of nowhere.
Yeah,
So that is something I can critique.
I suppose this is the point where... And it comes a bit later than I thought, but this was the point that they wrote themselves into a wall. Because you just destroyed a place the Jedi used for a lot of shit, and that was very famous. The army's coming. What are a few raiders going to do? Technology magic.
Yeah.
There was nothing else.
Just magic MacGuffins are apparently why the Nihil are winning, and even though it's a case of... I just think that introducing a weapon like the star seeds that they've got is just a little too OP and kind of breaks the lore.
Everything breaks the lore.
Yeah, but that is a critique that affects... Especially, imagine if Emperor Palpatine just decided to build those instead of the Death Star to try to fight off the Yuuzhan Vong. Are we
Well,
sure? Well, the Death Star was built in part to fight off the Yusei Vong because he was anticipating war with the Yusei Vong.
yeah,
So
I know. The thing is that
why
you
not?
just did a bit too soon.
Well, there's that, but also why not just build these things, the Starseed things, if even just a small band of space pirates can do it? Why couldn't the entirety of the Empire centuries later do it?
I have no answer to that, to be honest.
That's why it's a plot hole. So now, granted,
Yeah,
the
I
Emperor
know.
wasn't the best strategic genius exactly. There's a reason why uh, a lot of his officers were against the idea of the Death Star, even those that might be familiar with the Yusei Vong. But yeah,
I mean,
Winter's King
the Death
says,
Star.
not kind of ace, it very, very much breaks the lore. Yeah, exactly. So that is, I think, the biggest critique, and that is a pretty substantial critique. So there is
Palpatine
something
is nothing
seriously
wrong.
wrong with this. So there is something seriously wrong with this comic, and it is that they just pulled out that magic MacGuffin at the end there that just can wipe out entire fleets and just cut off entire sectors of space.
Yeah, I mean, that is why I said that I can call this comic good. But there is so much shit coming from previous comics, and the fact that some of these things haven't pulled out of their ass, that makes it it's a decent read, but it is not good in the universe.
Yeah,
At least
so
I think.
I will have to say that Yusan Vong, it's difficult. I keep getting it confused on how to properly pronounce it. Yeah, but you're right. That's how it's spelled. Uh,
To be
anyways,
honest, I don't know how I don't know how to pronounce the name of these creatures.
it's
Uh,
it is one of those legitimate cases where Star Wars gave him a very odd name that's kind of difficult to remember how exactly it's pronounced. But yeah. Anyways, though, but the point is still stands. Yeah, that breaks the lore. Now, it's not. Does it break the lore as much as High Republic or Adventures? No, but that's only because, again, because High Republic and Adventures broke it that much more. I will say that this is still not as good. That this is still worse than Trail of Shadows, definitely. Is it worth? Or no, that is still worse than Monster Temple Peak. Is it still? Is it worse than Trail of Shadows though? That's the big question. What do you think, Ross?
I think no. It is bad, but worse, I don't think so. Not in this case. I mean,
I
from
will
the
say
time of
this. I will say this. The writing is not as bad as Trail of Shadows. I will say that. As far as the lore break, though, this lore break that they introduced in this, that I think is actually a bigger lore break than what we've seen in Trail of Shadows. Now,
yes,
in
yes. I mean,
and that's a pretty big lore
I
break.
problem is that I am not 100% sure, man. They have broken so much at this point.
Yeah, I'm now having to debate whether or not a weapon that can be built by space pirates on their own, hundreds of years before the Empire, that can deny entire sectors of space, is a bigger lore break than the High Republic being a dystopian nightmare society where their ordinary citizens are forced to spy on their spies.
I mean, I could defend this. Hear me out. I could defend this if it was a relatively small section of space, like a few worlds or something like that. But
Maybe if it was
they
a
are,
handful of planets. Maybe.
but they are saying sectors.
Mm-hmm.
That is, I, I don't think they could pull this off in any capacity. In a very small scale, Maybe. I mean, this has been going on for generations. I mean, the grandmother, the father of this guy, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And they might have a lot of resources around, but I do not think they have enough for sectors.
Yeah, this is a weapon that is even more powerful if you actually think about it compared to the Death Star. If the Death Star tried to travel to the sector where this would be in, the Death Star would have been destroyed, correct?
Yes,
So this thing is more powerful and can actually counter the Death Star. So it's
that that part is bullshit.
exactly.
I mean, one thing that I was going to say in more or less its defense, because someone has to be playing devil's advocate, is that we have lost technology, like when Revan had the Starforge. It was Revan, right? Fuck, man,
I
I
think
don't
so.
remember now. That was never replicated, so as far as I know. Hmm.
Good point.
Let me check. I don't know. No.
But yeah, this is.
No, I think there was one of it, and that is it. But even then, this is they are pulling this out of their ass.
Yeah, and also it's important to note Revan wasn't just a small band of pirates either. He had a massive empire backing him to do that.
Yeah, true.
So that is so yeah, I do think this is a Winter's King says the Yuuzhan Vong used gravity manipulation to travel, not hyperspace, so this wouldn't have stopped them. Okay, that might actually be just barely enough of an explanation for why the Emperor didn't build this thing.
Holy shit! It makes sense. What the fuck is this comic?
It's still kind of weird that the Nile had enough to apparently cover entire sectors with this still. And why the rebellion didn't get their hands on this thing is another good question, if that was the case.
True enough.
But to be fair, the rebellion did have to steal a lot of their technology from stuff like the Empire. Anyways, for example, pretty sure the T-65s were originally they had to steal them from the Empire, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
At least that
Well,
is what it was in the old lore, I think.
well, yeah, but it was also relatively easy. They were going to be decommissioned.
Hmm.
Well,
So, anyway,
it is done.
so yeah, is that this might actually be? I'm still really hesitant about saying that Magic MacGuffin still feels like just a lore break in its own right, but it's at least it's not as extreme as the lore break as I was thinking. So
As I was saying, this is just one of the comics that did not make me want to puke. So
yeah, this one is okay. I will give this one. I'll say this is on par with perhaps some of the weaker stuff in Legends. Some of the stuff from the Star Wars EU that we don't like talking too much about, but at least isn't the Christmas special.
and
So that's where I would
hey,
place this.
if nothing else, they had the balls to kill another relatively important character.
That is true. So there might actually be some hope for this to be okay. Not really. I wouldn't really say it's should be taken as canonical, and unfortunately, it is going to be taken as canonical. But it,
Eh,
I'll give them the benefit of the doubt You're correct, though, Winter's King. There's no way they should have been able to build this. You are correct on that. So that is still a lore break in its own right. Maybe maybe the technology is inspired by that planet that Markion came from. Who knows?
I said, if we say a planet or two or something like that, it is a lot of bullshit. But okay. You know, but on this scale and with this power, no.
Yeah, it is still ridiculous. I do think it is still ridiculous. So I am really. Reminds me of the Suncrusher says Winter's King, yes. Which is why, yes, and that's what I was thinking of when I said this compares more like some of the weaker stuff from Star Wars EU. Solon Lich says none of this is canon, period. I agree with you. Everyone here knows you're right. The problem is Disney does not know you're right.
Yeah, but Disney doesn't know shit at this point.
No, but anyways, I think that's a good time to go ahead and call it. This comic is I will say this. I think that with that in mind, once they actually looked at it, I think this comic is actually better than Trail of Shadows. I will say that this comic is better than Trail of Shadows. Is it better than Monster of Temple Peak? Not really.
No, not really.
But, yeah, it is at least better than Trail of Shadows. This is the second best comic book, aside if you don't include Halcyon Legacy, set in the High Republic era.
Sadly, that is not a hard. It's not hard to be good compared to everything else.
It's still mediocre. It's just not absolute trash like High Republic or Adventures is. Winter's King says Omega Palpatine's Force Storms. That too. Yes, that too. That too. Thanks for reminding me of that. Or the fact that Jedi Master Yoda can, as a Force Ghost, call lightning on stuff. Actually, no. That's a even worse lore break, because that means that that means that any Jedi could have just killed Palpatine when he was sleeping whenever they felt like it if they were a Force Ghost.
Yeah, but why bother, you know?
A good question. That's why that particular ability that they pulled out there was such a massive insult to the fans there too.
1 second.
I think though, like I said, I'm about to get ready to head out, but I will. See, it says, "Oh yeah, that all happened." Sigh. Mm-hmm. Anyways.
Okay, I'm back.
All right. Quilessa says the blue milk ace. It's the key to all of this. Yeah. By the way, the Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel. One of the big draws to it is that you can get both blue milk and green milk. What's green milk, you ask? It's the green milk that Luke was drinking from that monster titty. In,
Let me say no.
No. No, indeed. So, but yeah, this is a good time, I think, to go ahead and call the stream. So, yeah, this has been Ace.
And this has been Noodles.
And we both hope to see you again soon. Until then, take care. Ace out.